Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dave Sharpe, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. We have got another incredible guest this morning. We're running a few minutes late because we had some technical challenges, which I absolutely love. I love technical challenges. Jonathan, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, man? I'm excited. I'm good. How about you?
Dude, I'm great. This is Jonathan Montoya, guys. He's a up and coming. He's been a protege of legendaries inside of our community, and also an up and coming superstar, massive, ridiculous action taker. He has got an incredible story, which we're going to get into here in a second. But I want to start this entire thing off, man, with the fact that we just had 7 minutes of video technical challenges, and I want to talk about that because isn't that so appropriate with the fact that doing this business, being in business, having an internet marketing business is just not perfect. You're going to run into challenges, and we got it done anyways, though. You know what I mean? So talk about your mindset when you run into a challenge, and when something doesn't work out, like what we just went through just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I first started just putting out YouTube videos, content, that's literally all you run into is just challenges. Like I can't upload this video. The quality's bad. Like I've
Right.
done videos where like I did the whole video and there was no audio and I had to redo it again. And like today, I was like, oh man, I was excited to get on the call, and the audio, my computer wasn't working. Obviously, I'm on my phone right now, but I don't know. It's just crazy, man. It's just part of the game, and it happens to everybody, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine that, and I think this is really important for all of you guys, who are listening, who are, at the beginning stages of starting this, starting a new career path, right? I mean, that's essentially what we're doing here. Like Jonathan, I want to talk about your story, man, because you just recently were able to, as we say in this industry, fire your boss, right? Which
Yep.
is huge, and congratulations for that. I want to try to see if I can find my. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
man, let's go, let's
That's a good sound, man.
go. Yeah, let's go, man. So, take us back a little bit. Was this like you got started? And right now you're primarily doing affiliate marketing. I mean, that's the primary business model that you're running right now. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much all I'm doing right now. I'm doing a little bit of coaching, but for the most part, affiliate marketing. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm looking at. So you officially started in, is it May of 2019? Is that when you kind
Yeah,
of
that's pretty
officially
much when I
started?
started.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I officially started in May 2019. I started my YouTube channel, and pretty much like I signed up for ClickFunnels and everything I needed, pretty much beginning of May, and that's when I started my journey.
Yeah, nice, nice. So that's you also though had a venture selling stuff on eBay when you were 13. So have you kind of have you always had that entrepreneurial bug?
Well, that was my first online venture, but yeah, to take you back even further, I was selling gum to kids in my third grade class. I would go to Sam's, I would have my mom take me to Costco, Sam's, buy me a whole bag of gum, and I would sell it for like, I don't know, 10, 20 cents each, and people would just come buy gum from me. And I pretty much did that every single year. It was like gum, third grade, and then candy bars, and it just kind of kept going. And then my first online venture was when I was 13 selling eBay, but kind of I've always had that for sure.
Nice, nice. One of the things that a lot of times people think, and give Jonathan a massive shout out. Those of you guys who are tuning in this morning, again, welcome. If you're just coming on, say good morning, drop a comment, say hello. Jonathan's an up and coming superstar inside of our legendary marketer community who recently was able to fire his boss to quit his job. You were an electrician, is that right?
Actually, I got my degree in electrical engineering. So I went to college for 5 years and got my degree, and then I got my job. I worked that job for 5 years, so which I
Okay.
hated.
Okay, nice, nice. So you actually have not only construction background, did you say electrical engineering or did you say electrical trade work?
No, it was an actual engineer. So
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually do the construction, although I did do construction with my dad.
Ah,
But
okay.
as far as my degree, it was an actual degree in electrical engineering. So I did
Something I
design work.
something I can't relate to that, right? I was just a good old blue collar tradesman. So, what was that like for you, dude? Like over the last several years, when did you graduate college, by the way?
So I graduated May 2014. I got my job. Well, I got married that year, and then I got my job in September. So I got my job fairly quickly, and it was good. I was making good money. I had good benefits, but I mean, it just sucked because I didn't. I love to travel. I wanted to be with my wife, and
Yeah.
it just sucked, man. Like I didn't like being there. I didn't like the work. It wasn't fulfilling. I mean, the money was good, and I was good for a while, and then after a while, I was like, okay, I need to start looking for something else, and that's kind of when I started, doing other stuff. Besides affiliate marketing, I was doing like Amazon FBA. I have a drop shipping store, ecom, like crypto. I mean,
All the shiny stuff.
everything,
My man, my
everything.
man. I like that. I like that because the truth is, and I want to make sure that all you guys realize that if you've jumped from thing to thing and you've tried a million different businesses, you're not alone. Right? I mean, I did it when I first, I think we all have a tendency to do that. And I think a little bit of that is about not following through because I think the truth is that if you want to be successful at any business, if you put, I mean, as long as there's that opportunity to make the business successful, if you put enough energy and action into it, you can be successful with it. But I think at the beginning, I lacked that know-how about and that wisdom that I now have about consistency, about follow through, about the idea that if I'm going to be successful with something, I need to give it 6 months. I need to give it 9 months to
Yeah.
start picking up momentum. So I wanted to talk about your college, and we'll get back to sort of what you've done and how you've picked up that momentum here over the last year or so. So, but just first, because there's a lot of people who have invested a lot of money and time into college and previous careers. Am I right, guys who are watching? I mean, are there a lot of you guys who have spent a lot of money? Maybe you're still paying off student loans. I get that, right? So I want to ask you, bro, what is that like? How do you swallow that pill that you've put in a lot of time and invested money, I would assume, into college, and now all of a sudden you realize that the yellow brick road doesn't lead to a pot at the end of the rainbow scenario, and that now all of a sudden you want to totally pivot and shift. How do you swallow that pill, realizing that you invested so much time, so much money into what you were told was the plan to success and happiness, right? How do you swallow that pill and then pivot? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. That's something that was actually very hard to swallow because I spent so much time going through college, and being an engineer is not easy. Like going through
Right.
the actual school is very hard, and I hated it. I don't see myself as a smart person, so I struggled in school. I'm a C student, but I hate quitting things. I do not like quitting anything. So I went through it. I kept doing it, and I finally got my degree. Barely, but I got it. So then when I started my online journey, it was like, well, I don't want to quit. I worked so hard to get that degree. As you can see, it's behind me.
Sure.
It was so hard. Like you don't even know like the struggle that I went through. Like people don't understand that. Like, well, for me, I hated it in the first part, but
Yeah.
I just don't like quitting. So I was like, I'm just going to struggle through this. I'm going to buy, pay for tutors. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And, as I worked my job, it was really, really hard to, because I wanted to quit so bad, but I was like, I worked so hard to get this. So
Right.
like, but, after, just finally seeing a little bit of success and seeing that, I don't have to be stuck here anymore. And that's just my past, like I always told my wife, it was kind of hard because I would always, tell my wife, I'm like, I worked so hard for this. And like, I feel like I wasted my life going to school. And, like I think everything happens for a reason. I think that helped my mindset, like as far as like pushing through those hard times, because school wasn't easy. Like
Sure.
I wouldn't sleep at all. Right. And, right now looking back, I wouldn't go back to school. No way. But at the same time, I feel like that had to happen so I can be where I am now.
Right.
But hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah.
But it was
So,
very hard to swallow.
yeah. So, I mean, instead of what I'm gathering is that basically you look at that past experience not as with regret, but more as that helped you to develop your work ethic to prepare you for what you're doing now. Is that what you're saying, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, who knows? What if I started my online business when I was starting college? Like, would I be where I am now? Right? Like, I don't know. And it's hard because I wish I would have never gone to school, but at the same time, I feel like it had to happen. But you live and learn. And that's
Right.
where I'm at now. And, school is ingrained in us. Like we had to go, we had to get our degree, and that was it. That was our life. We had to work till we're 60, and then you can enjoy your life. And I was like, no, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. And I finally just made it happen.
Yeah. No, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it, and I just know that so many of you guys. Does that? I want to know if you can drop a comment. Does that resonate with you? Because I think that there's a lot of people who invested a lot of time and money into going to school, and the other big place that people invest a lot of time is in a job, right? I mean, a lot of people, you were only at your job, you're a young dude, you know what I mean, you're in your 20s, early 30s, you know what I mean, are you even 30 yet?
No, 28.
Okay, so he didn't invest a whole lot of time into his career, but some of you guys are sitting out here asking yourselves, oh my God, I invested a decade, 2 decades into my career. Now all of a sudden I realize that I want to pivot into something that's going to give me more freedom, more unlimited income, more challenge, right? Sometimes we just want a challenge, right, Jonathan? I mean, it's not, sometimes
Yeah.
it's not all about the money. Everybody's motivation for doing this is not just to get rich. I mean, everybody's definition of rich is different, which leads me to kind of an interesting question. Why are you doing this? I mean, what is your definition of success?
hmm Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, I started obviously in May 2019 when I got serious. But before I would do other things and I would just quit and stop, whatever. But what really made the difference, my biggest why was my wife was pregnant, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna be a dad. So I want to be able to be home with my daughter. I want to be able to like, be there for her, take her on vacations, be there for my family. And I work a lot, as an engineer, you work 60 hours, up to 60 hours a week sometimes because you have to get out those projects. So my biggest reason was honestly, I was becoming a dad. I didn't want to wait till I was 60 to enjoy my life with my family. And I think that really lit a fire under me. I was like, okay, I got to make it happen. No matter what, I'm going to put my head down, and I'm going to stop doing the shiny object thing. And, because it's hard. That's really hard not to do. And I think
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing that really lit the fire under me. And, that's where I'm at now.
Nice. So let's talk about the shiny object thing and how you finally got dialed in to what you're doing now. You got involved in our community. You started really kind of showing up and showing out and blowing up, and you've just kind of continuously taken, I'd say, the next step, right? The next step up. You've not taken like an elevator. I've not seen you just shoot right to the penthouse, but you've taken the next step. So what was the thing that helped you to really focus and dial in to one business model, instead of jumping around from thing to thing, instead of waking up and being on everybody else's agenda in your inbox and in attending this and doing that and following this and starting a new business every couple of weeks or months or days or hours. I mean, there's a lot of us who are a little bit more shiny than others. But what helped
Yeah.
you kind of finally dial in and focus and kind of plant your flag and really start a real business instead of just kind of a hobby jumping around?
Yeah, great question. So a lot of it was because I had lost a lot of money before. I was doing crypto, eBay, and I like first of all, I didn't care about what I was doing, and I was just trying to get rich quick, right? We were just trying to make some money. And even when I started my affiliate marketing journey, like even the first 6 months, I felt like I was still all over the place, and maybe I still am now. I don't know, but what really dialed in was like, okay, I realized, okay, I love what I'm doing now. But the biggest difference now is I'm actually serving an audience. Like people actually look up to me when, because I have a YouTube channel, and people look up to me when it comes to like helping them with their YouTube channel. And I get tons of messages now, people saying, I just started my first YouTube channel. You helped me do that. Or you helped me make my first commission, by watching your free videos. And honestly, that's what really drives me now, is like literally serving my audience and knowing my actual purpose in life, as in just like trying to make money. And I think that was the biggest difference. And this has just been recently in the last like 3-4 months where, I'm getting tons of messages now where it's like, you're actually helping, you're actually putting real value in the marketplace. And I think we don't have that anymore, especially like in our community. Like a lot of people don't actually have real value. And that's one thing I do differently, is I try to throw as much value, as much help as I can give, for people, because I think that's the biggest difference. And that's really what drives me now. And that kind of keeps me focused on that one thing, promoting one thing now, and, serving one audience. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, so I want to unpack that just briefly for those of you who are watching. First of all, if you're ready to focus and you're ready to dial in and you're ready to move from shiny hobby to actual business, then I want you to drop a hell yeah down in the comments below, because during this time in tuning in and listening to a story like Jonathan's, hopefully it inspires you and it gives you a bit of a blueprint to kind of start down that path. The thing that I'm taking, and I hope you heard this from what he just said, is that what your absolute immediate first milestone where you need to get is to begin to get a response from the marketplace. You need to be able to put enough out there, whether it be a video, a piece of content, whatever, to where you start having people responding to your promotions or your content saying, that helped me. And in turn, and Jonathan, let me know if this is in alignment with what you experienced. In turn, when you start to get that feedback from people, actual real humans that said, wow, that's helpful. Wow, thank you. Wow, what you did. And you know what? There's a lot of people who are doing affiliate marketing who are not particularly promoting themselves, but to see actual real comments, real messages from real people who are responding back to what you're putting out there. Excuse me. Who are responding back to what you're putting out there, and they're saying thank you or that help. I think that's such an overlooked milestone. We always jump right to the dollar. Like I'm not getting results or successful until I make money. And that's not the first milestone of us being in business in digital marketing. It's actually people validating what we're doing by giving us that real life feedback, man. And that's huge that you pointed that out, dude. And it's like, and along with that, then follows the money, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think once you make that mind shift of, let me help my audience, and how can I really serve my audience? Like I literally think all day, how can I, because I listen to my comments in my Facebook group, how can I really help them out? What are they struggling with? Because I'm in the trenches with you guys. I'm not up here. I'm
Right.
still struggling with with the beginners too. I still feel like I'm a beginner as well. So how can I help them, right? And that's kind of the mindset that I think of now. Like how can I really help them? What can I give them to basically help them in their journey? So that's kind of
Yeah.
what I think about.
And the beautiful thing about this, and I want to make sure that that makes sense. If you guys can drop a comment, let us know. Let Jonathan know either if he can see the comments now or after we finish, we'll go back and go through all the comments. Does that make sense? I want to make sure that that makes sense to you guys, because it's about, that is the first milestone, man. It's the first milestone. It's not making a dollar. It's not starting to sell stuff. It's let me take action. Let me write ads that at the end, nowadays we can write an ad on Facebook, and we've got a little section down there in the bottom that's called comments that lets us know what people think about the ad. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the beautiful thing. A lot of people are scared of the comment section, Jonathan, but the comment section lets us know real, live, honest feedback. And I think a lot of people are scared of the rejection, the negative comments, people coming in and saying you suck, or that was stupid, or you're ugly, or I don't like your voice, or whatever. So that, I think obviously we're putting a frame around that comment section right now, and that message inbox that's positive, that allows us and everybody listening to say, oh, wow, I didn't think about that. Getting that feedback from people is the first step. That's the first milestone I need to hit. That way I'll know that I'm on the right track. But let's talk a little bit about the fear of that comment section and getting negative comments. How do you deal with that still today, and how did you deal with that when you began putting out content and taking action? Did you struggle at all with that fear of like somebody dropping a, hey, I hate the sound of your voice, I don't like your name, whatever it is, just the fear of that negative backlash?
Yeah. So the nice thing about when I first got started was I didn't really care about that. Like, I kind of just took that as criticism and like, how can I make my content better? And then you got those haters that literally just hate their life, and they're just like, oh, you suck. Your ears are big. Your voice sounds funny. That's like the comments I get.
Right.
You look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like, I literally get that like all the time.
Damn.
It's hilarious.
People are savage, dude, aren't they? They're just ridiculous.
They're crazy, man. But the way I look at it is God has blessed me beyond like what I can even imagine right now. And I honestly feel bad for people that way. And
Right.
I feel like they have other issues that they need to work out.
Sure.
So that doesn't bother me at all. Okay. Not at all. And for me, I'm just not a very emotional person that way. But when people are they actually give you some constructive criticism, I take that. I take anything that people give me so I can make my content better. That's all feedback. So, it may be said in a mean way, but you may be able to like use that and make your videos better, right? Or your content better. So as far as like the hateful comments, I don't really care. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. Like I said, I'm not very emotional, but anything else, I just use it for feedback.
Yeah, like legitimate feedback. You're open for feedback. I can tell that you're humble and that you've got a beginner's mindset, which is actually something that's worthwhile to hold on to. I still feel like I have that mindset today as well. It's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing all the time. Something new, testing stuff, learning, investing in myself, going through, reading books, watching as much as I can watch without going too far into the consumer stance. So let's talk a little bit about your marketing strategy. So for those of you who don't know, we're, really the core 4 business models that we run, that we teach in the online education space, are selling courses, selling coaching, doing masterminds, or selling other people's courses, coaching, or masterminds. That would include things like books as well. And the reason why that business model is a business model I've done for the past 10 years online is because of the profit margins. If this book is about fixing your marriage and your marriage is in the dumps, and this is going to help you save your marriage, there is no price that you can't, to one person it might be completely valueless, to the other person it might be priceless. So I can price this reasonably to where I got a significant profit margin, and I've got no overhead, no shipping, no manufacturing. Are you starting to see the power of selling information online? I've been doing this for 10 years, and the online education space is only going to continue to get bigger. So Jonathan's been selling other people's education. And a lot of people just continue that business model their entire career because they realize they don't want to do the fulfillment. They don't want to deal with the customer support. A lot of times affiliates will start out selling other people's stuff, then they'll go and try to start their own thing and they'll be like, this really sucks. Like, I want to go back to where I can just take 30-40% off the top and call it a day and be done with it, and I don't have to deliver anything. But let me digress a little bit. Your marketing strategy has primarily been based around video marketing. Is that right?
Yep. My main strategy is YouTube right now.
Okay. So what have you learned about YouTube? What did you do at the beginning that maybe didn't work as well as what you're doing now? If we could just go through a couple of your top bullet point tips or advice, where would you start?
Yeah. So YouTube's awesome. YouTube gives you free traffic for life. The only thing is, when you first start out, YouTube doesn't give you anything. So what you have to realize is, we're in a world of instant gratification, right? We're like, oh, we get Amazon 2-day shipping, we get this instant. With YouTube, people will start, their channels and, they don't see anything for 6 months, maybe even a year, 3 years, shoot. And I think what people, they get really down. It's like, okay, I'm not seeing anything from YouTube. But YouTube will, if you start learning the right things, right? If you start learning search engine optimization, how to optimize your videos, if you start learning the right things with YouTube, YouTube will start sending you traffic, because at the end of the day, you got to learn how YouTube works. Basically, they work by, if you can keep people on the platform, then they're gonna give you more traffic. So I started thinking, as I first made my videos, I wasn't seeing any traction at all. And the thing with me is, I'm always like you said, you're always trying to learn, you're always trying to get better at your craft. So I started learning more search engine optimization. I started learning more about the actual storytelling. That's something I was awful at, that I'm actually better at. So telling your story within your videos and having a strong call to action at the end. I think a lot of people make that mistake where they'll have amazing content, but then at the end of the video, they don't even have a call to action, like where to take them. What should they do at the end of the video? So that's one thing that I kind of learned later, right? But the biggest thing I learned with YouTube is you have to stay consistent no matter what. When I first started, I wasn't too consistent, the first 5 months. And what really helped me was when you guys had that, was it the free traffic boot camp in October?
Right.
And my daughter was just born at that time, so it was rough. I was working my job. My daughter was just born. We weren't sleeping, but what it was, for those of you who don't know, is basically you had to post one piece of content every single day, which really helped. Yeah. But that kind of got me in the right, I guess, mindset, or the right, habit, the right habit of doing that. But as a beginner, if you're just starting out on YouTube, you have to stay consistent. You have to obviously learn the actual skills of SEO, storytelling, how to do a thumbnail, stuff like that. But honestly, just throwing up a video and staying consistent, and you'll learn as you go. And that's kind of what happened with me.
Yeah, that is right, man. So okay, so I really started seeing your name back in that free traffic boot camp that we put on. Now, for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about, we just basically it was like a challenge, like a 30-day challenge that we did within our community, to where we challenged people to just post a video on YouTube every day. I mean, basically that was the challenge. And we brought, I think, 1,200 people or so, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 people inside of a exclusive Facebook group. And then we asked people to submit we submit some results at the end if they finished. And I think we had about 10 or 15% of people actually finish the entire challenge, which goes to show you really that if you if you stay consistent, then you're going to just outlast most people. You know what I mean? You're just going to outlast them, right? Because most people, can't. And we started really thinking, damn, man, it's like that was a challenge that we had to ask ourselves as sort of an education community, was like, do we make our challenge shorter so more people can finish, or do we keep them long to try to really challenge people? So anyways, you were one of the ones that finished. You were posting your video every day. That was October. So that was basically 6 months ago. And so have you stayed somewhat or completely consistent since then? I mean, how many videos are you uploading each week right now?
Video every day. Video every day since then.
Wow.
Well, there's been a few days where I missed, but then I do 2 videos. But what's hard is I do try to keep the quality of my videos, but I pretty much document my journey, and I try to help people as much as I can. But I'm still in growth mode. I'm trying to grow my brand as fast as I can. And now that I'm full time, I'm able to do it, because I was
Right.
able to do a video a day when I had my full-time job and my daughter was just born. So now it's easy, like, because I used to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and from 3:30 to 7:30, that was when I did my videos, and I went to work for 10 hours. So I still do that. I still get up pretty much at 3:34, and I work. I throw my video up, and then now I have the rest of the day to do what I need to do. But
Wow.
I'm still working on my business. 14-hour days, especially now with the quarantine and stuff like that. I'm still doing what I was doing, but
Right.
now I don't have my job, so I'm able to do a lot more.
Dude, that's incredible, man. I mean, the fact that you've kept that routine and that consistency ever since that boot camp. So, all right, so we got a lot of we've learned a lot about YouTube over the past couple of years because we've had a lot of YouTubers inside of our community. I mean, some of the biggest results have come from people with big YouTube channels. It's just this fire hose of traffic that when you build it up to 100K subscribers, it just it doesn't stop. It's unbelievable. So one of the tips I'll remember that Big Mark, guy in our community that's crushing it, gave us was the difference between talking head videos, which tend to be less popular, and then screen sharing videos, or maybe picture in picture, to where you're sharing your screen, but then you've got your little picture down there with your face, and you can record that sort of a video with Camtasia on PC or with ScreenFlow on Mac. So if we talk about specifics of your videos and you talk about documenting your journey, are you doing more screen share videos? What do you typically see gets the most interaction and results and views? Is it talking head videos to where you're just sitting there talking to the camera and just describing things? Or is it where you actually get in and you share your screen, you walk people click by click through things? Is it where you build out a keynote presentation and you go through slides? What are you doing a combination of all those videos, and which ones are you really seeing the best results from?
Yeah, great question. So for my channel, I focus on actually teaching someone, like, click by click. So I share my screen, have my face at the bottom right, and pretty much that's all I do. That's like 95% of my videos. And what I try to do is like I'm in the trenches with you guys. I'm literally, like, I don't edit my videos. I'm literally this. We're gonna do this, step by step, and I don't even like. I'll literally get stuck in the video.
Yeah.
But people like that because I'm
Right.
showing them, wow, like, this is what you do. So,
Right.
because I know my audience. Like, I know, like, a lot of people that follow me are beginners. They're just starting out their channel. They're just starting out affiliate marketing.
Right.
So I know who I'm talking to. Right? Whereas, like, like, I say a Dan Locke, where he has 2 million subscribers. He's just a talking head. He's not really teaching you something. And I don't think my videos would go viral like kind of like his videos, but the people I attract are very, very, they're like a buying audience, because they get a ton of value from what I teach. And then, of course, I have a good call to action at the end. But to answer your question, yeah, it's more of the teaching videos. And some of my videos may go kind of long, up to an hour.
Are you using ScreenFlow on a Mac to record those?
I use OBS Studios, and I use my just my Windows computer.
Really? Okay, so you're on a PC. All right. I ain't been on a PC in it. I got you. Okay, you got the laptop?
Yep, got the laptop, and then my little mic here.
Yeah. Do you work exclusively off of a laptop?
Yeah, I need to probably get a better system here.
Well, that'll be
But
your next.
a little bit I'm upgrading. What was that?
That'll be your next, your next step in equipment will be to get that nice bigger monitor, and it'll probably give your neck a break. You're a few years my junior, so I could stay hunched over my laptop for hours upon hours upon hours when I was in my 20s, but something happened when I hit my 30s, and I wanted to be able to, the body got a little bit more cricky. So that we don't want
Yeah.
to we don't want to get too much into age, because I know there's many people who are much our senior here, and they're not going to feel any pity for us, Jonathan. So we're just going to move on from that. Um, so okay, so you're doing a lot of screen capture videos. You're giving a lot of value. You're taking people click by click. You're sharing your journey. You're talking about your successes, but you're also not afraid to share your struggles, and you're not afraid to go into let people kind of see your, where you fumble or stumble or whatever. Just like we talked about having the technical issues at the beginning of this call. I hope you guys like really sink your teeth into that, to realize that it's okay to stumble and fumble and fall in front of people. It actually makes you a little bit more human. And if that gives you a little bit of relief, if you would drop a comment and let us know that, hey, yeah, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist myself. I was raised by a perfectionist. My father's a perfectionist. The reason why we struggled making money on construction jobs is because we did it absolutely, entirely, perfectly. Every single little detail was completely perfect, and we didn't leave the job until it was. And that can be a double-edged sword. On one respect, you get called back, you do great work, people want you to come back and do more work at their house. On the other respect, it keeps you on the job longer, right? Because you put so much care and effort and detail into the work. So if you're a recovering perfectionist, say I down in the comments below, and we are hereby today giving you permission, both Jonathan and I, to fumble and stumble and make mistakes and be human in front of people in your videos and talk about your failures and challenges. And hopefully that gives you a big relief. By the way, if you think that there's anybody who could, benefit from this, maybe any of your other friends who are looking for something to do, we're looking for some direction during this time that we're going through right now, share this video as well on your Facebook or wherever you're watching this, and spread the love around. Um, so we're gonna kind of bring this baby in for a landing here. Is there anything that you wanna say or ask me, or I'm just kind of opening it up for the last final minutes, before we kind of bring this airplane in for a landing?
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to give, I guess, some advice if you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, because I have a lot of friends that want to start a channel, and they get so caught up in the technical part, like this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. And I learned this from you in the boot camp. It's like just throw out content. No, honestly, in the first like 6 months, no one's really gonna listen to you anyway, so you might as well start practicing. And you're
Right.
not gonna get any traction. You just might as well start practicing now,
Right.
and start your journey. Start figuring out who you're talking to, because you have to know who your audience is and how to speak to them, how to tell your story, and how to resonate with your audience. So like my biggest thing is just literally start. My friend Ronnie just started his YouTube channel, and he was struggling. He was texting me like, dude, this isn't working. I'm like, dude, you just got to post your video. No one's going to watch it at first, maybe me and your mom. And just start throwing content out there, and promise you're gonna get better. And the technical stuff is nothing after, once you start going. So
Yeah.
that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I love that. Nobody's going to listen to you anyways. Just stop worrying about it, and what will happen, and I promise you this will happen, is that you'll just stop caring so much. You'll stop caring so much. I think that this journey of entrepreneurship, and also like creating content and being creative versus just kind of taking orders, sitting in a cubicle, and sort of being unseen in life. Entrepreneurship is for many people a way for you to step out and sort of claim your I don't know, claim your liberty. You know what I mean? Like there's a there how can I say this? Sort of, I guess the word I'm more looking for is it's a liberating process, because you're sort of putting yourself out there, right? You're sort of kind
Mhm.
of getting naked in front of people, in a sense, metaphorically. Like, we don't teach people how to get into the porn industry or anything like that, but metaphorically speaking, you're sort of liberating yourself from these fears of failure, these fears of doing it a little bit wrong or screwing up or perfectionism. So it's a liberating feeling. I don't know if you've experienced that, Jonathan. Have you, like, to go from employee to entrepreneur and go from, I don't know what your previous job, but I do know school's pretty boxed in. You got to pretty much, you're sitting in class. There's a way that everybody does. It's sort of a factory worker mindset. You clock in, you do your work, you take your lunch break, you clock out, and everybody sort of does this. And then you get into entrepreneurship, and it's like, shit, now I control my calendar, my schedule. Has it been a liberating feeling for you as well, to kind of be able to own your schedule, be your own boss? Just a couple of words on that before we wrap up, what that's like. And if you could explain that to people who are listening, who are wondering what it's like on the other side of the tracks, or is the grass greener on the other side?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, David, that is the best feeling in the world. That was one of the best feelings, is like being able to leave my job, and like I was so stressed of just hating my life, and like I don't know how to explain it. Like it was just like my wife even said, like I would come home and like I would just be so angry, and like I don't know, like because I knew I wanted to leave so bad, and something was stopping me for months and months and months. And I finally, I made sure I was okay to do it. Like we were set financially, we had passive income coming in, and man, there's nothing like it. And now that I'm in it, oh my gosh, it's fun. It's so fun being able to be my own boss. Now, at the same time, I think some people may not have that self discipline, and you have to kind of learn how to be self disciplined.
Right.
Me, I'm very self disciplined. That's one thing I've always had is you know, I'm a brute. Like I'll make it happen. Like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't think I'm smart at all, but I will outwork anyone, anytime, anywhere. And I'm very competitive. I played sports all my life. I was a wrestler, and I think that's one thing that has helped me. But going back to your question, that's the greatest feeling. I hope everyone can feel that if they're wanting to leave their job. My biggest motivation was I remember watching a video of Nathan Lucas. He was on the beach, and he had just quit his job. And I don't know. I was just imagining myself being there. I'm like, that would be so cool. So I had my mindset like, okay, I'm gonna make it happen. I got to do it. What do I do? What do I need to do? I need to create content, and I need to get better at creating content. That's it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling, man. I'm still on this, like, I mean, I've only been doing this a month and a half, like full time, and I'm still on this like cloud of like, it feels amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
Well, dude,
So
you deserve it, bro. Congrats, man. Seriously, congrats. And we're honored to have you in our community, bro. You're a huge contributor here. Your presence it's seen, it's felt, it's tangible. Your name is a recognizable name now for positivity and for value, and so you've accomplished that goal of being of value, man. So keep up the incredible work, dude. Thanks for coming on the show and giving of yourself. Congratulations on the baby. You've got a beautiful family, and
thank you.
I just know you guys got an amazingly bright future, just you and your entire family. So just keep up the great work,
Yeah.
bro.
And thank you guys for everything you do. You guys have an amazing program. You guys are making it better all the time. And I just want to thank you guys for, you guys, gave me the vehicle to get out of my job. So I want to thank you guys as well. Thank you. You're a huge inspiration for me. I've listened to all of your podcasts, and just thank you guys.
Dude, you got it. All right, guys, now it is your turn. It's your time, as my hat says. Not trying to be too on the nose there, but it is your time. And we do this every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Come tune in, come plug in, and get some inspiration, get some strategy to then take into your day. And most of all, do something with it, right? I mean, let it marinate there. Everybody has their own process at their own speed. Some of you guys are going to reach your goals in months. Some of you guys are going to reach your goals in years. Give yourself the time and the space to be able to do that. Know that there are communities, whether it's our community at Legendary Marketer, whether it's another one that you find that are compassionate, man, that are going to work with you and walk beside you in the journey versus walking in front of you or behind you or making you feel bad about going at a certain speed or not going at a certain speed. So we look forward to welcoming you if you're brand new to our community into the middle of the boat, if you're just kind of holding on to the side and following in people like Jonathan's footsteps. So with that being said, have a fantastic day. Be legendary. Jonathan, peace, my brother. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you guys.